Hey, it's MK and I am back with another Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and today I believe we are doing sketch 18 right here. And it is also thumbnail Thursday. So I will be doing an 8.5 by 11 today instead of my pocket pages. I really need to get caught up on a couple of those as well. So I have a single photo that is of my daughter and me playing Tetris in our old excursion, trying to move into a new house. And we had to go and basically purchase a few essentials. And then I have a stencil that matches what is in the sketch. I picked out a few Heidi swap things. Now my daughter is wearing this purpley jacket type thing, and so I thought that these two pieces from this Vicky Bouton, they're almost like washi tape. I thought that those would go really well. I also picked up these two tags, but I don't like this ornate. It's too fancy for me, so I was going to use the other side and make it a little bit more square and my style. I also had this piece left over from another layout that I did. I don't know if it's going to make it to the layout, but it was sitting here and I threw it in my tray. I picked out some really old Creative Memories stickers that are kind of sort of on the see-through-ish side, and I'm not really sure if they'll go good with the purple. Same with this Kaiser Craft little die cut. It just says good things take time. I still haven't picked out my alphabets, the alphas that I want to use, because I know that the word Tetris is going to make it on this layout. I just don't know in what color yet. And I had picked out something on this. Oh, I think it was just the word weekend that I had picked out from this yellow bicycle, or little yellow bicycle, Zach's Life little pack that I have. I have a Kaiser Craft 6.5 by 6.5 sheet for my photo mat. This is a piece of cardstock that I did a whole bunch of stamping on. It's got Tim Holtz and Close to My Heart and Stamp It Up stamps all over it. Just made my own background paper, and this is the last little piece that I have left. I also have a 49 and Market, I don't know what this board is called. It's definitely not chipboard because it is hugely flexible, but I absolutely love it. It's almost like that really thin balsa wood. That's what it seems like to me. But I love this little chain going around here. And then this is my background paper. At first I wanted to do like a maze of paper, but I couldn't find it. And this one was already cut. Huh. Thanks for that. So I thought, you know, why do that? I also have my messy mat, and I pulled out a few of my Nuvo drops for my stencil. So I like to use this rubber spatula. Just because of the fact that I feel like I get a better application than using the plastic ones. I just never had any luck with the plastic ones, and so these are my favorite. And I wasn't sure which purple went well with these tags. This one is kind of sort of, I believe it's a red. It says it's Fiery Volcano. But I want to squirt them out and see what they are. Now these two here are stone drops, which means that they're gonna leave a grainy grit on my layout if I choose to do any of those. And then this one is a vintage drop, and I don't know what that means. I just like these ones because it's got that sandy texture inside. But this I don't know if it's a matte finish. I don't really know. So it might be a mix of some of these. I might do, depending on this one especially, because it does have that pinky purple feel to it, like mauve, I guess. But anyways, that is what I plan on doing. I will do my stencil first, so it has time to dry, work on my photo mat, and figure out all the rest. All right, stop talking, get going. Yes, let's do this. So as soon as I put my messy mat out, I am going to just squirt out a little bit of the colors and just check and see what I want. And then I decided I want all three. Honestly, I couldn't make up my marbles. The pinky, mauvey, purpley color looked like the polka dots that are in my tag. And then the darker one that I'm applying now looked like the color of the tag, but it wasn't exactly like the color of the tag. And then the vintage, I think it's called a vintage drop, it definitely wasn't going on like I hoped it would. To be honest, it was a little bit more transparent than I was expecting it to be. And so, yeah, I did definitely want it to be a little bit like a pastel pink, purple, but not a see-through purple. So anyways, that is off drying, and I am ever so gracefully trying to figure out what my photo mat is going to look like. So I just wanted a solid little mat that read it, I didn't want too much color, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so then I'm going to take my tag, excuse me, Mr. Frog. I'm going to take my tag and cut it in half-ish. So that way I ended up with a kind of a big tag and a little tag, but they're going to be the same like height. I didn't bother cutting one down or trimming one to be completely smaller. So I did check my punches to see if I had a tag punch, and I did not. I must have gotten rid of it a long time ago. And so I cut off one corner, and then I used that corner to, basically cut all the rest of my tags. Well, then when I used it on the skinny one, I didn't really like how tall that the flat part was. So yeah, I just trimmed it down to make it look like I, wanted it, and had to kind of manipulate it a little bit more, but that's okay. It worked. It's all good. And now I am just, giving it an outline. When you put the two tags together, they kind of blended a little bit too much, and you couldn't tell that there was two tags, just a big blob. So I did put a border around both of them. And now I'm going to put these Creative Memories stickers on, and they're see-through stickers. So when I burnish them or varnish them, I don't know what the word is, when I rub them on and actually apply them, I really liked the kind of purpley blue that they gave to my tags. I was like, ooh, I kind of like this. Well, it's a good thing, because if I would have taken it off, I would have ruined my tags. So it's a good thing I liked it. All right. So moving on, I'm still waiting for my background to dry. So I decided that I was going to take my chain and make it purple, but I wanted it to be a shiny purple. So I am using Nuvo Sparkle Spray. Now, when it says Sparkle Spray, it definitely means sparkle, like holy glitter. Wow. But it's a very fine glitter. It's not a mica mist. Very, very fine. So this one is in Amethyst Shimmer, and oh my goodness, I love it. Loved it right away. So anyways, trying to just decide how I want my layout to go, and I ended up covering up the entire pinky purple mauvey little gritty stuff that I put on of the Nuvo, the very first color. So there is a little bit showing still, because I kind of wanted a little blend, or I guess I should say, what is it, like a fade? There is a little bit, but it's, not even enough to notice that there was another color used, in all honesty. So I am just adding more of the stickers. I wasn't really sure if I wanted the blue on there. And when I stuck it down and, rubbed it in to where you could still see the background, it's like, oh, that's not too bad. It's okay. I'm going to go for it anyways, because I already rubbed it in. And if I take it off, it's going to rip my paper. So I am committed now. And now I'm building up my layers. Because I added this chain, I will have to pop dot up my photo and all of the layers that are attached to the photo. So anything in front of the chain will have to be popped up. So I decided, instead of tucking the tags directly behind my photo, because I thought, I don't like them sticking up like bunny ears. I just don't like it. So instead, what I'm going to do is kind of have that one, the smaller one, tucked behind and poking out, even though it is just kind of sort of floating in thin air. It is. Anyways, you guys are not going to watch me put on my unfun foam. So this was that foam that I was telling you about, that I bought a whole package and it had all the stickiness was dried out. So basically, so my stuff does not fall off the page. I take the white piece off, but then I also take the time to peel off the unsticky part too. Because it just rips right off. And eventually I feel like it's going to fall off my layouts if I left it on. So I take it off. And then, of course, to make sure that I do get a good stick, I use both adhesives. I use a double-side tape that's in my ATG gun, as well as the liquid glue, just like I'm doing right now. So the tape helps me with an instant stick, and then the liquid glue helps me with a long-lasting stick. I have been doing it this way for a couple years now, and I flip through my albums regularly because I don't scrapbook in chronological order, and so, but my photos are in chronological order in the albums. So I'm constantly flipping through finished pages as well as just page protectors holding photos. So I am constantly looking at my photos. It's not like I'm done with an album, it sits on a shelf and nobody ever looks at it. So yeah, I love doing that, you guys. I get so distracted at staring at my albums. Can anybody else relate with me on that one? I'm not conceited, I swear. So anyways, I am taking an alcohol marker and basically changing the color of these pink alphas. Now, I probably will never in a million years use these as pink alphas. In fact, I think I have. So yeah, liar, liar, pants on fire. But yeah, pink is not my color. Not at all, not one bit. So I do take alcohol markers on slick surfaces and change them to help me use them up. I've done that for quite a while on any slick surface. Yeah, just change it with an alcohol marker. Not a big deal. So I picked out all the letters that I would need for my title, and it is going to say Car Tetris, because we basically had to maneuver all of these items within an excursion. Now, I do have to say, an excursion is huge. There's plenty of room, but we didn't know how much more we were going to need after this trip to IKEA. And then, we had a couple more stops to make before heading home. But after that, it's all done. Here is the final layout. I do enjoy the little pops of purple. I especially liked, just adding that blue in there as well. And whatever else was on my desk, I added in. I think I used up everything that I planned on using in this layout, and I'm super stoked about that. Anyways, thank you for joining me for Thumbnail Thursday. I apologize that it was not a pocket page, but it was smaller than a 12 by 12. Check out everyone else that played along. I know I'm a day late and $1 short, but I still am enjoying playing along with all of these sketches. All right, I will check y'all tomorrow. Bye.